Howdy YouTube, today we're taking a look at the Jax SmackDown R3, the Olympic gold medalist, Kurt Angle. A very cool figure, one I've had for a long time that's been on the list of things to review, finally getting around to it. I think several months ago now someone shouted out asking if I would ever review another Kurt Angle, and I said yes, I've got one soon, and that was a few months ago, so I'm very sorry to whoever that was. A really cool looking figure, comes with some great accessories. I'm a huge fan of the Jax R3 tech line. Some people love them, some people hate them. I love them basically because they scale perfectly with the current Mattel figures. So to have a Kurt Angle that scales with my Mattels is going to make me very, very happy. So very keen to get this guy opened up. I love the attire he comes in too. These are sort of either really hard to find or really easy to find. It's either one extreme or the other. There's no middle ground. They're either really cheap and no one wants them, or they're really expensive. And I'll give you an example. This Kurt Angle I picked up for $15, but like the cane, the R3 cane is like $80. So it's really a mixed bag. The Triple H is like $15, and it's got a great face scan. Actually, I really want to get my hands on one of those. I did have one as a kid and then got rid of it like an idiot. So I'd like to get that back. But the Undertaker is quite expensive. So it's really, hit and miss as to the R3 figures. The NWO figures are worth quite a lot, and they're great figures. I'm very happy that I've got all of those. He comes with the realistic finger articulation, which I think was unnecessary, but still, they were trying new things, so I guess that's kind of cool. It is a real face scan, and it certainly does look like Kurt Angle in the figure, so let's get him opened up. No doubt just a genius wrestler, very talented, very fun to watch in the ring. One of those wrestlers, I guess, that I don't think ever really got fully appreciated, at least by me growing up. I was firmly in the camp that chanted "You suck" every time he came out, until he won the World Heavyweight Championship in late 2005, early 2006. Then I absolutely loved him. I think he was just a really credible champion. I remember as a kid watching and being like, this guy is on a different level as a champion. He had a great match with Mark Henry at Royal Rumble. Great match with The Undertaker at No Way Out 2006. That's one of my favourite matches of all time, actually. So a really talented wrestler, really good. I remember when he went to TNA, I just started watching TNA and they started playing the vignettes, and then it turned out to be him, and that hooked me on TNA. Loved the matches, got introduced to characters like Samoa Joe and the brilliant rivalry he had there. And now, of course, Samoa Joe in the WWE is really cool. But a lot of that exposure to other types of wrestling is from Kurt Angle. So kudos there. Other figures we've got in the set, we've got Triple H, of course, that's a great figure. Test, another cool wrestler that shame just for circumstances didn't really end up lasting all that long. As you can see, my set did not approve of that. You've got Billy and Chuck, they were a great tag team, cool figures there. And then the Rikishi actually looks really good as well. Okay, other figures we've got the Trash Talking Champions. I think that's a great idea for a line. And the Metal Vengeance Arena. That looks really cool, actually. I wish Mattel brought out cool stuff like that. They don't anymore, and it's kind of annoying. And their stuff is really expensive and hard to find as well. Like at Toys R Us, to give an example, the Mattel Backstage Arena is $70. $70 for not the entrance or the ring or anything like that. The Backstage Arena, and that to me is just ridiculous. The amplified mic, those things I don't think anyone has ever bought ever, and I think they should stop making them. Why they do, I have no clue. They are garbage and no kid wants them. But anyway, let's get Kurt Angle opened up. Okay, and here we've got the Olympic gold medalist opened up and out of packaging. But wait, not one, 2 gold medals. So he's a 2-time WWE Olympic gold medalist. Fantastic. No, in all seriousness, I'm glad they included the medal accessory. Why they gave us 2, I'm not sure. I guess double your fun. Woo. A really cool figure, though. I'm a big fan of this. I'll bring it forward so you guys can take a look at the real face scan. I think Jax did a really good job. They always did a great job with their face scans. You can see the receding paint indicating a possible match with Edge to determine whose head gets shaved. But no, a cool looking figure. I love the attire, to be honest with you. Like, I genuinely really love this attire. I think it looks brilliant. Some of my other favourite Kurt Angle moments I've been able to go back and watch on the WWE Network. Him as a babyface / heel during the Alliance era, and also just before and just after that 2001-2002 period, where Kurt's working with Stone Cold and they're trying to be friends with Vince McMahon, and there's just so many great moments there. He really is just a talented wrestler. Also, and spoiler in case you don't know, the alternate ego of El Gran Luchador. I love that storyline with Eddie in the 2004 period. That was great. A really cool looking figure. Lots of nice detail. There is some difference in the articulation, being an R3 and an older figure. Ball jointed head, ball jointed arms, bend in the elbow, swivel wrist, swivel in the hand, and also swivel in the index finger, swivel waist, swivel legs, bend at the knee, and then swivel in the boot. So a good range of movement there. One thing I think is interesting with this guy is they've like painted on the knee pads, and then they've given you a physical knee pad as well. I'm not sure what the logic was behind that, but it does work, I guess, a match with the arm pads and everything, and it is still a really cool looking figure. And just for comparison, I guess you can see why I love the R3 figures so much. There's a huge difference between the Jax, I guess this is a TNA Kurt Angle, and the Jax R3 WWE one. The Ruthless Aggression one is sort of in between. It is pretty much the same size as that. I think the heads are just scaled a little bit better. So definitely that fitting in with Mattel's does not work very well. And just for comparison, I've got Kurt Angle with R3 Chris Jericho and some other Mattel elites. You can see he scales really well with the Mattels, in particular, say the Brock Lesnar and the Stone Cold Steve Austin. I mean, the Jax one is quite a lot bigger, so I'd stay away from that. If you're a big Kurt Angle fan, I think absolutely 100% this guy is well worth picking up. He fits in really well with the current Mattel figures. Even if you just wanted to use him to make a custom figure, I think you could do that quite easily with the head. I'm sure you could easily make that bald, and then you've got yourself a really killer looking Kurt Angle Mattel figure. So I hope you guys have enjoyed this review. I hope Kurt Angle goes back to WWE at some point. Would love to see him there. And if you get a chance, absolutely, I'd pick up the Jax R3 Kurt Angle.